All right, guys. We have another Willie Mac banger, always, of course. And I'm interested in doing the old reaction to it. I think it's kind of cool. Willie Mac's been like popping in the manosphere and stuff. I kind of enjoy it. You know me. I enjoy the manosphere discourse too. It's fun stuff. Yeah, let's see what we got here. It's called Andrew Tate is 100% guilty. He's 100% guilty. Andrew Tate is 100% guilty. New evidence. Let's see what we got. Tell me something I don't know.
Andrew Tate has had a rough 2023. He's been locked up in prison and then under...
Excuse me, you meant 2023. Shout out to Aiden Ross, who apparently isn't able to do collaborations with other people now, like Drake, because of the people he's been associating with. I saw a clip about that, so.
House arrest since December of 2022, and he's now been officially charged. And Andrew Tate took no time to respond, for some reason comparing himself to an actual predator.
It was really interesting to do a juxtaposition and do a comparison, right, between how they will treat Philip Schofield, who is confirmed as a groomer, who is admitting he has committed sexual crimes, and how they'll treat me.
Yo, this guy's lawyer...
An actual groomer. I mean, I would consider it that, but maybe that wouldn't be the right definition of the word. Right? I am that... but we do like to throw that word around loosey-goosey anyway. But yeah, definitely a real scum piece of shit.
Lawyers have to be freaking out. This, I think, gives me a good excuse to talk about Andrew Tate, because when you really break it down, he's the reason why all this red pill stuff is blown up over the past year. All these
Which is ironic, considering he's condemned all of them now in like a weird whatever PR move or something. Where he's like, the red pill is silly. I guess this is part of his Islam grift, because he's not like, he's pretending to be Islamic now. I mean, you should feel disrespected religiously, because he hasn't changed. He's still doing all the illegal shit that he's been doing.
Guys try to be Andrew Tate. Sneeko got the same haircut as Andrew Tate. And as you'll soon find out, they're all about as dishonest as Tate too. Now, I don't want to say if Tate is 100% guilty or not, because we just can't know until the trial concludes.
That's true. But based on, if you think that, this is the paradox of Andrew Tate. If you think that he's a trustworthy, respectable person, he's guilty. But if you don't think he is, then he's not guilty, because he admitted to it. But if you don't think he's trustworthy, then it's like a fucking paradox. It's two dachshunds. A pair of dachshunds. You get it? It's a paradox. It's funny. And you should laugh.
And anybody who says otherwise is talking out their ass. But what we can do is break down all the information that's publicly available. And there's tons. Andrew and Tristan have been caught in some very obvious lies, skewing the truth. And today we're going to expose it. The charges that are officially filed are rape, instigating violence, and the big one, which is trafficking women, by seducing them and falsely claiming they want a relationship or marriage with them. These girls would then be stuck in Romania webcamming for the Tates. Trafficking legally falls under 3 categories, as this criminal lawyer describes it.
Sex trafficking, there's 3 unless you're dealing with underage, when we don't have any.
Bro, shout out to Bruce Rivers, CLR, the legitimate GOAT. The actual highest value man in the entire universe. Unironic. I love Bruce Rivers. He's a real G. He is the top G, frankly.
And said anybody's underage. But we have 3 things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's trafficking.
Andrew Tate admits this in his online course in pimping. He says he lies to the girls to get them to fall in love with him, saying they'll be in a relationship or married, when they won't be, in order to get them to fly out to Romania and work for him.
So the recruitment process is the same as the PhD course. You message them on Instagram. I don't mention webcam until after I've had sex with the girl. If you're on dates and you're trying to mention it and shit, it just doesn't work. It puts them off. I'd never do that. That's disgusting. I'm not a whore. It's just not gonna work. If she passes the PhD test and she wants to be with you.
This is the PhD test, by the way.
Yeah, after you get her convinced that she's in love with you, after you bring her to where you are, most of the time outside of the country they live in, through the promises of being married and other things, then I can slowly manipulate them into doing sex work for me, and then abandoning them. So incredible.
And this is the test. A quality woman, after you sleep with her, when your attention drops, will do anything it takes to get your attention back up, to retain you as a man. So a quality woman will bend her normal rules. A girl who would perhaps never buy you coffee, is now prepared to do something for you, will bend her normal rules to get your attention back post-sex. If she passes the PhD test and she wants to be with you, then you start mentioning things like, yeah, but you're always busy, you're always at work, you can come work for me. She has to respect you and love you and want to work with you. And that's done through positive Pimp, positively inspirational and motivating person.
He was very open about doing all of this on his course, which was on his website until...
But guys, that's not. But I don't think that that's sex. This is the new argument. Is I don't think that's sex trafficking. That's the new argument. I don't think that that's sex trafficking. It doesn't really matter what you think. There's a reason why it is definitionally sex trafficking in our society, because we've come to the conclusion that it's not good, right? We understand that it's much deeper than like just silly little thing. These girls, they wanted to do it. Yeah, after they were fucking coerced into doing it and like lied and manipulated too. Whoa, I'm gonna die. It's fucking crazy. Hold on a second. It says there's a not so silly goose in the Discord, and this is what's in the Discord. Is this what I'm supposed to look at? I don't understand. What the fuck? I thought there was a mean guy or something in the Discord.
Zed King super chatted $10. It's ironic that Andrew Tate Stein is a hyper-materialistic aristocrat, yet he panders to the common person. He only purports to challenge the establishment because he isn't cool enough to join them.
I get what you're saying. I would say I wouldn't call him Andrew Tatenstein, because I don't think that you're trying to be anti-Semitic, but it comes off as if you're trying to assert that he's Jewish and some kind of weird anti-Semitic thing. So I'll be careful with that, brother. That's all I'm saying.
he was arrested this year. Andrew writes, "My job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, test if she's quality, get her to fall in love with me to where she'd do anything I'd say."
Yep. And he removed this from his course, by the way. He got rid of that.
Get her on webcam. For fuck's sake, guys, he read, studied, and recommended books on pimping.
I'm gonna send you a book. It's a guy called Pimpin' Ken, who was a street pimp in the 90s, and he wrote a book.
Bro, I love it, because like the next argument I've heard people say is like, well, pimps are cool. They actually treat their women pretty well. No, they didn't, and they never did. Stop lying. Stop making up pretend arguments. Like, you people who've watched Boardwalk Empire like one time and they've decided that like pimps were fucking cool. They never were. Like, they've always been abusive. They fucking funnel drugs into women to get them to work for them. Like, they're fucking insane.
50 laws of the game. And one of the laws of the game is a hoe without instruction.
Oh, it's an Epstein reference. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Headed for destruction.
Now, the Tate's defense has essentially been to just gaslight everybody. They say the webcam business hasn't existed in years. Sometimes it's 6 years.
How about the webcam business?
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even in that. I haven't been in that business for like 6 years.
The Tate News account, which is
Yeah, it works though, because what actually happened is his brother runs it now. So
constantly retweeted by them, says it was 10 years ago. Tristan says it was 4 years ago. Then just last week, Andrew Tate said no, it actually was 10 years ago, even though 10 months earlier he said it was only 6 years ago.
And that was a past life. We're talking about something that happened.
why the fuck do you know this, Willie? What the fuck, dude? Like, that's not even a Christian, but he knows so much. Why do you have so much information on this? Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, man. That's insane. I was impressively insane. He's got as much fucking receipts as Bruce Rivers. Like, why are you a YouTuber? Become a lawyer. Oh my God. It's just crazy that he has all this information about this shit. It's fucking wild, man. That's crazy. Like, that's fucking wild.
10 years ago. It was that long ago. It was about 10 years ago. Yeah, it was at the very beginning of it.
It's hands down the most inconsistent story on the internet, where every time I look into it, I discover yet another inconsistency. Here he is saying he's still doing it 3 years ago.
Do you do that still?
I have 3 girls who still work for me.
The fact is, the webcam business does exist. It still exists. They just don't have the girls' webcam anymore. Instead, they use a combination of TikTok and OnlyFans. But don't be fooled, the business model remains the same. That business model being extract as much money out of simps as possible.
I'd pull in, let's say, $3,000 a day, $4,000 a day.
Yeah, I'm teaching guys how to run OnlyFans
Damn, that's a lot. I wish.
companies because OnlyFans is the best hustle in the world.
This is from 2020. Saying their webcam business doesn't exist anymore is a technicality.
And what's interesting is like doing webcams or being an OnlyFans person is not like inherently bad or like, whatever. And there are even people, and I understand some of this shit. Like there are some people who will help manage OnlyFans for like these girls. And what they do is they say like, hey, listen, you just send us pictures when we ask. It's usually like a 50-50 split. We'll talk to the guys. We'll do like the sexting. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do all that shit, and then you just have to send us whatever pictures we need, and like that's fine. But like again, the methods in which he gets these girls to do it is fucking crazy. So
They're still doing it, just in a
So
more
underwhelming.
modern way. Their new misdirection is saying that they were arrested for stealing girls' TikTok money.
I'm going to tell you what we are accused of, and I'm allowed to talk about this because it was on my arrest documents. Here is the official story. In 2021, 2 years ago, my brother and I formed an organized criminal gang with the intent of moving women to Romania so we could steal money from their TikTok accounts.
So, like, I'm assuming that some of it is stealing money from TikTok accounts. So, okay. I'm assuming it's a lot more than just that one thing from everything we've seen.
To enrich ourselves.
They were not arrested for stealing money from TikTok accounts, according to the Romanian
That's probably one of like 1,000 things they've done wrong.
Directorate for Investigation of Organized Crime and Terrorism. I had to translate a lot of this, so bear with me. At the beginning of 2021, the 4 defendants created a criminal group organized in order to commit the crime of human trafficking in the territory of Romania, but also in other countries such as the United States and Great Britain. The victims were recruited by the Tate brothers by misleading them about the intention to establish a marriage or cohabitation relationship in the existence of real feelings of love. The lover boy method of sex trafficking. Boy, does that sound familiar.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. She has to respect you and love you. You don't want a girl who's in it for money. You want a girl who's in it to be with you.
The girls were later transported and housed in buildings in Ilfov County, where by exercising acts of physical violence and mental coercion, through intimidation, constant surveillance, control, and invoking alleged debts, they were sexually exploited by group members by forcing them to perform demonstrations pornographic in order to produce and spread through some social media platform. The 7 women identified during
Yeah, but guys, the comments are going to be full of, well, yeah, but these women did it willingly, obviously. Like, that's the literal only comment. That's the whole thing. We're at a point now where all the information is so stacked against Andrew Tate that the only argument at this point is, like, I just don't, that, like, oh, they wanted to do it, or really, it's, I just don't think that's sex trafficking. Like, that's the new cope. That's it. You know, your most middle ground perspective you could possibly look at is, based on everything we see, Tate probably did it, but we should wait for the investigation to be done. That's fine. You know? So it's fine to think that way, but you can't be like, I don't think it's sex trafficking. Okay, cool. That's good. Incredible stuff.
the criminal investigation were subjected to forced labor in order to obtain important financial benefits, consisting of sums of money as a result of viewers accessing the materials on the platform. Basically, the girls would go on TikTok and OnlyFans and get simps to send them loads of money, to which Andrew would take huge chunks of. So exactly what he's been bragging about doing on all of these podcasts.
We had these guys falling in love with my models, serious, big time in love, right? And they were convinced they were going to meet the chick. This is almost where I kind of felt bad, because they were like, "Can we meet? I've sent you $200,000. Can we meet? Can we meet? Can we meet?" And the problem
What was
is,
the most that one person sent to a model? Total.
million.
Of the 7 girls who were sexually exploited by
What, was it you? Who sent the $1 million to a model?
the organized crime group, 3 became civil parties in the criminal process. Andrew Tate would call these girls that would help him recruit more girls his bottom bitch.
You, your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling. The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch
Right.
is...
We use another girl so that we can basically make the individual feel safer by the girl saying, "No, don't worry, it's not that bad." It's incredible manipulation tactic.
Trained. So I said it's so important to have a good first girl.
Dudes, he's admitting to doing exactly what he's charged for. He's now just trying to obfuscate information. I'm no fan of the BBC. I think the interview they had with him was poor. They asked a lot of leading questions. However, Andrew Tate was blatantly lying.
I thought that was pretty decent. I wouldn't say that I necessarily think they asked a lot of leading questions. I think that they were pushing it on things, and he was just too upset and didn't answer.
At several points during that interview in an attempt to sway public opinion.
You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
I don't think that's what I personally said. I think
That's exactly what you said on your website.
that's no, I've never said that.
That is exactly what you said, word for word, on
No, I don't think I said.
your website. You can still view it using the Wayback Machine.
No, that's when people approach me. They're like, "Papa, did you say that as you get older, is that being a child is looking at 2 girls, 1 cup and thinking it's disgusting, and being an adult is thinking that's not so bad?" And I say, I don't think I said that. And then somebody shows me the transcripts, and I say, that's not me. I didn't say that. I would never say such a thing. I would never say that. That's insane. Why would I say that? That's fucking insane.
It was part of his online course on pimping.
Because that's what I did. That was my MO was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich.
It's fucking sex trafficking.
Update. He's recently asked to remove it off of the Wayback Machine, so you can't look it up anymore. He's hiding the evidence.
Your website, your words.
It's not my website.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. CoverTape.com, I have my PhD program.
You have said my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together.
He then lies again and says that it's not his website.
Your website, your words.
Well, technically, my brother Tristan owns the website. They're just directly quoting me with my consent. It's kind of different. That's kind of different. Papa God, did you once say that we should feed dogs to homeless people? Never. I've never said that. I've never said that. I would never say that. That's insane. This is some fake news media. I would never say something like that.
It's on my website.
The website is
The Matrix created that with AI. It exists now. That wasn't me.
Tate.com, it's your Twitter handle, your name. Every video you post ends with your website URL, and it's you in the courses. It's like, how much paint do you have to sniff to
Why would he make himself like the Rook?
your name? Every video
Right, that's a Rook, right? I used to play chess. Wow, these people are crazy good at chess, though. It's wild. I guess. Oh, right, because his dad was a chess guy. That's not a Rook. That's a horsey. What is the? It's a knight. Yeah, I got it right. Why wouldn't he make himself the king? Why does he make himself the fucking horse?
video you post ends with your website URL, and it's you in the courses. It's like, how much paint do you have to sniff to believe that this isn't his website? You'd have to forgo all common sense. What, is this another technicality? It's actually my brother who owns this site. This whole thing where the Matrix is out to get him and wants to put him in jail for speaking the truth.
And the reason I say this, and I say this to people, they go, but what can they put you in jail for? And I'm like, how ignorant are you in your ignorance to believe they need a reason? Yeah. You believe it's fair. You believe I can get a lawyer and prove myself innocent. That's not.
And then he follows it up by saying, I could do that, and I think I will be proven innocent. Yeah, I think he says that at this point.
Not how it works. They decide you're guilty long before, and they find a reason why. It actually annoys me when people say that to me. Well, just get a lawyer. Why? They can't put you in jail if you're innocent. Yes, they can. And that's what people don't understand about the world. They can, and they do, and they will.
Sneeko, Fresh and Fit, Pearl, Zerka, Alex Jones, they all talk about how the women suck and that the Matrix is evil, and that you have to be rich. They all say and do way crazier stuff than the Tates, yet he's the only one that walks around paranoid for a year saying that he's going to go to jail.
Strike two is a
Yeah, it's true, actually. But he's also more popular, but still, I mean, he's a sex trafficker. So.
try and put you in jail for no reason. What can they put you in jail for?
Bro, I used to play chess, yes. I confused the Rook with a knight. Shut the fuck up, okay? You don't even play chess. What do you do? Oh, a power lift. Cringe. Oh, get out of here. Shoo.
And I'm like, how ignorant are you in your ignorance to believe they need a reason?
He's not Edward Snowden. What innocent person walks around and says this? The day before he was charged, he uploaded a video telling people not to look at the evidence that would come out. It's all lies.
These people are liars.
Yo.
The people they tell you are good are not good. The people they tell you are bad are the good ones. Do not believe a word that they say.
The video then
I thought Santa Claus was a good guy. What the fuck?
ends by linking to his website, which remember, is totally not his, by the way. I'm glad his case is going to trial, but I'm not going to pretend there's a 50-50 chance of him winning. In fact, I think there's a 99% chance he's totally screwed. Yes. You just need common sense to see it. Like this common sense.
To be honest with you, everything that we have out there, if Andrew J doesn't get convicted, I'm almost going to just guarantee that, like, that's the actual... Like, then there, like, if he doesn't get convicted somehow magically, then there is, the government corruption is so bad that they let an actual sex trafficker get away.
T-shirt. It's not politics, it's common sense. WillieMaxShop.com. We got 3 t-shirts. All of them using 100% custom art. Then nice, the Common Sense t-shirt, the Red Pill t-shirt. This is the newest one and I love it. It looks great on this black guy. That means it will look great on you.
That guy's light-skinned, okay? Relax.
This shop is a great way for me to offset the lack of monetization I get for covering these psychos. So be sure to check it out. They're pretty cool. So where were we? Oh yeah, lying about trafficking. There are very real messages that are between 2 girls that were allegedly trafficked by the Tates. The Tates acknowledge the messages to be real and acknowledge that the girls lived with them. In fact, there's video proof. So their whole plan is to only show—
I loved it because they edited it up. Jesus. People edited it. And then put it up there in a way that was supposed to make them look like they were lying, like they were like, oh, we could be in a movie or something. But one of the things that was so funny was that they mentioned that the girls had said, I think we could leave the house because the Tates are convinced we're in love with them and we'll come back. And I was like, nobody looked at that and said, like, that suggests to me that they'll only let girls leave if they can guarantee that they'll come back because they're trying to keep them there. So it's fucking crazy. They're trying to like get them into have like Stockholm syndrome.
One snippet of the messages and then use it to dismiss the entire thing. So what do the messages say? Well, the first girl had to trick the Tates into thinking that she was madly in love with them, so she would be granted extra freedoms, like leaving the house. She then had her parents buy her a plane ticket so she could come home. While she was trapped with the Tates, she found another girl who also claimed to be trafficked, so she let her in on the plan so they could escape together. These messages are the first girl to her parents. I'm a little worried about leaving, but we set our flights up for 6 a.m. He moved me into a house with 4 girls. 3 of the 4 girls had been here 1 to 5 years and are the groomers. They normalized taking her clothes off and sending them pictures together. Tristan's brother is dating Blink from Blink. She's broken up with him. He texted her telling her if she loves him, she will cut an A into her wrist. His name is Andrew. They are
What the fuck?
Definitely trafficking woman. Her parents then reply, "Hi, Dad here. Stop your messages now. Go low key as you are in a very dangerous situation." She replied, "I'm actually in the best position to get out right now." The other girls might tell them though, "We are going to leave when they are sleeping. These girls are brainwashed. They don't do anything except stay in the house, and if they leave, everyone has to know. They're handlers too."
So with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
As I said,
that's not suspicious, guys. That's just fucking alpha. It's crazy. I think that some people in like this manosphere, red pill area, I think that they actually think that that's fucking cool. I think that they're like, dude, that's so cool. There are women who are in the house, they're in love with you, but I also get to tell them that they can't even go out at all. Like, how alpha do you have to be to have women that you force to stay home? Can't go out, have any financial or any freedoms at all, and you're just in charge of them, and you just get to have sex with them all day, or whatever is the implication there. That's fucking crazy. That's just fucking psychotic, bro. Like, that's dangerous. And there are so many men that look at that and go like, that's cool. That's cool. That's fucking crazy, man. Like, dude, honestly, because there are definitely men's struggles and women's struggles, but like, I understand why people are afraid of men. Because I feel like men, there are some men, not all of them, but there are some men that if you don't socialize them correctly, they will be like fucking like Andrew Tate. Like, they like want to fucking just entrap girls and basically engage in like sexual assault. This is what this sounds like. Forcing a woman to stay home and then have sex with them whenever you want. That's some kind of sexual assault. Like, it's sexual slavery. And it's like, there are people who are like, yeah, this is what I want. It's like, holy fuck. That's some scary shit, man. That's fucking crazy.
The two girls had to trick the Tates into thinking that they were madly in love with them. That way they would be given extra freedoms like leaving the house. Here's the messages between the two girls. If we make them believe we are in love, they will not suspect us leaving whatsoever. We need an effing Oscar. Let's go. Let's email Netflix ASAP, Hulu, Amazon Prime. Now the Tates and their supporters never show the full context of these messages. They just show the Oscar and the Netflix part and then frame the Tates as victims of these money-hungry girls who
their lines are collapsing.
Just want a Netflix special.
If a girl finesses a guy, it's, yo, that's awesome. That's, you know, they laugh at the guy like, you dummy. If a dude finesses a chick, yo, Netflix not
Put him in jail.
Put him in jail.
You know what's so funny? Fresh and Fit literally looked at women and when they say we were sexually assaulted, they go, it's your fault. You should have chose better guys. So, like, they're not credible in sources of information. They're worthless losers. They're not even men. They're fucking pieces of shit. They're not even human.
Finesse, they mean trafficked. Just clarifying.
Here is the leaked messages from the girls who accused them of trafficking back in April who called the embassy. Turns out they knew the whole time. Turns out they planned it out and they wanted to get a Netflix series.
There is zero intellectual integrity when it comes to this red pill space. It's an us versus them mentality. Forget about the facts.
When everyone attacked Andrew Tate, we didn't sit there and say, oh, you know what, man? They probably are human traffickers. You know, they probably are criminals. No. What the fuck did we do? We stood
You lied?
by them. We still stand by them and fuck anybody that goes against them. That's how we move over here.
Wow.
If we work with you, we earn $1 with you, we're going to have some level or some semblance of respect.
So you have a bias. What they're saying is that if we make money with you, that we are too biased to be trusted sources of information for anything. That's what they're saying there. If I make money with you, then like I am going to have an incredible bias that's going to prevent me from being able to properly interpret information. So
for you, and we're not gonna fuck with your name.
Blind loyalty is not a respectable trait. What, you make a few bucks with the guy so you cover for him even when he's guilty? If you guys can't be honest.
Also, that you have to keep in mind that they have to, because if they didn't love Andrew Tate, they would have no platform. There are certain people who are completely hooked into what they're doing. Like, their grift is completely like they can never rebrand without losing their entire community. So they have, like, whether they, you know, we don't actually know if what they are saying, feeling, or thinking are real. They could just be lying about everything because they can't change. Like, this person can't change. He can't change and be like, oh, I'm going to change I'm going to rebrand. He would lose all of his money. Nobody would respect him. He's not intelligent, so it's not like he could do a rebrand and be like, actually, guys, blah, blah. He's just a fucking moron that just constantly berates women. So
about something, you should probably just avoid talking about it. Now, when it comes to the girls' messages and the charges filed against Tate, they line up perfectly. The girls talk about having to work for Tate, like post some TikToks. Huh, you know what? That makes a lot of sense when looking at the charges.
Of moving women to Romania so we could steal money from their TikTok accounts.
That was my MO.
TikTok.
It was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me.
I want to take a moment and address some of the arguments that I already know will be made by their fans. The first one is that the girls made happy TikToks while working with Andrew Tate, therefore they were happy, and clearly never—
I'm sure that there was like just a cope being there. Like, I'm sure that, like, first of all, that's a hot take, they probably weren't miserable the entire time. They don't have to hate every moment of being prisoners to be prisoners, right? Like, even prisoners who are in jail now, they probably don't hate it. There's probably happy moments for them, even though, like, even ones that gone to jail justifiably, you're in a situation that you have to be in, so you cope, and you're like, okay, let's make the best out of a bad situation. That's just normal. Okay? That's the same thing when I'm in the toilet. I'm constipated as fuck. Can't get a poop out. Let's make the best of a bad situation. I sit there. I play Clash Royale. Then my legs fall asleep, and then you see indents from my elbows being on my knees or my quads while I like look at my phone. You know, that's what it comes down to. So I'm sure they had happy moments, but the situation was still abusive.
ever trafficked.
Look at what they were really doing.
Oh no!
They're in the house.
Oh, they made TikTok. They smiled. Oh fuck! Fuck, dude.
Time. This is them.
That's it.
Does this look like women who are being held against their will?
The trafficking—
Oh, fuck. They made a smile, dude. That proves it. That fucking proves it, guys. Holy shit.
part is them having to get money out of simps. That's Tate's entire business model. So yes, it would make sense they would look happy in a TikTok. Another argument is that there's security footage of the girls leaving outside the house, proving that they were never trapped.
Terrible. They really are. Like, come on, man.
Don't they have to go outside to have a cigarette?
Bro, is it step one to hold the girls captive? Hey, the girls like, man, this is like legit. This
I mean, what is this? A security guard standing here staring at these women? Yes, see, they're free. There's somebody staring at them, making sure that they don't move any, but they're free. Okay, cool stuff.
is legit, bro. What you call caught in 4K.
In the text messages that you guys didn't read, they explained that if they convinced the Tates that they were in love with them, they would be given more freedoms like the ability to leave the house. And then
Yeah, but the guy's staring at him, so I'm sure that he's keeping an eye on them.
finally, there's the argument that the Tates are already rich, so why would they traffic women?
The narrative is that I formed a criminal gang
We got rich from trafficking women.
when my net worth was already over $100 million, when I was a retired professional sportsman, when my brother was already the retired 4-time kickboxing champion of the world, with no financial motive.
It actually makes a ton of sense that they would still be doing this trafficking.
It's the same reason why people in general, even when they're in comfortable positions, continue to try to make money. Like, the same question is like, why would any Twitch streamer that makes $1 million a year keep working even though they're set for life? It's just like, it's just how we operate as people.
Stuff. It's how they made their millions in the first place. Don't let this new narrative fool you that they made their millions from boxing, because they were saying the opposite less than a year ago.
Bro, I need to get paid. Right? I'm broke now. I'm retired from fighting. I have no money. I'm running out of money.
I was 20
Holy fuck. Willie Mac is crazy. He's got so much information, it's wild.
when I won my 4th world title.
Also, stop making fun of me for not researching, or I'm going to ban you from the chat, guys. Oh, you're fucking done. Okay. But it is fucking impressive, I'll tell you that.
And one day
Because I've watched, listen, what do we do all day? We watch videos. Willie Mac is like the most research like anybody I've ever seen. It's actually fucking impressive as fuck. It's crazy.
I woke up and I literally just woke up. I looked at my bank. I just won a world title fight, but I hadn't fought in 6 months. By the time I paid all my back rent and paid my car payments, all that, I looked at my bank. I had like
my Bugatti payments,
$3,000, $4,000 in there. And I'm like, I'm giving up my entire life and I don't even know how I'm going to live. And the beginning of my cam empire was this tiny little apartment, me and my 2 girlfriends. I'd pull in, let's say $3,000 a day, $4,000 a day. So that became my new life, right? I went from kickboxer to a fucking pretend girl on the internet.
There's probably going to be a lot of Tate fans in the comments saying that I took things out of context. All the
There's really nothing to take out of context there. This is pretty explicit.
red pillars love to say that. It's the biggest cope. Link them to this timestamp. Prove it. Make a video showing that I took something out of context. You won't do it.
Thank you so much, Jack Stu, for the king gut. I thank you for glazing the fuck out of me. I'm just kidding, brother. Thank you so much. It didn't announce it for some reason, though, which pisses me off. But thank you so much. That's fucking very generous of you.
Because I did it.
King gut is $1,000 subscription. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's that membership. Isn't that fucking nuts? I'm just kidding. It's $25, but it's still fucking incredible. Thank you so much.
Bitch, I always bring receipts.
Here in the dark. It's hard to tell. So hard to tell.
Andrew and Tristan Tate have been charged with rape, assault, instigating violence, and I have no idea if he's guilty of any of that. None of that information or evidence has been made public. But is he guilty of these sex trafficking charges, where he would coerce women with a relationship and potentially marriage using the lover boy method?
Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me.
And then when he got them in
Yeah,
Romania,
it's
make them
just-
work on TikToks and OnlyFans for him.
Yeah, I'm teaching guys how to run OnlyFans companies.
To pull money out of simps online.
What was the most that one person sent to a model? Total.
Million?
Yes, I think he's 100% guilty of that. He's on camera admitting it.
Bro, if you have $1 million, why would you give him to a webcam model? There's just no way.
He sold courses teaching it and is now resorted to deleting the courses off the site and lying about it ever existing. He's lying about
Like, there's no, why would they even do that? Like, you could just go fuck any girl, you know what I mean?
owning the site, which is his name.
Your website, your words.
It's on my website.
This dude is super guilty. All the evidence is right in front of you. Now, maybe there's some weird technicality that he gets out on, but Andrew Tate seems pretty worried, and that makes me think he's screwed.
Well, he's even saying in his video that he thinks he's gonna, oh, what's gonna happen is they're gonna take, oh no, I think he said they're gonna take like 3 years and then drop it or something. Some stupid bullshit.
The Romanian government is going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because they have any evidence. And they're not going to charge me because I'm guilty of anything.
Bro, they have a ton
This guy had to sell the shirt off his goddamn back just to keep in his house. It's incredible.
of evidence. Just look at this video.
When the Matrix unrelentingly continues to print lies about me and try to convince the world that I'm a bad person, I hope it does nothing else but show the world that I'm a good person. These people are liars. The people they tell you are good are not good.
Santa Claus. Stop.
The people they tell you are bad are the good ones. Do not believe a word that they say.
He's begging people to ignore the evidence that comes out during the trial. This is sad. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because I made other videos documenting Andrew Tate's underlings and the psychotic space they've created online. Until then, shout out to the homies over on Patreon that help make me a more independent creator.
All right, base stuff, guys. Shout out to the homies. Shout out to the mega homies.
On Bill Reynolds, Hughes, Hattie, Chris, Id, Jason Johnson, your taxi, Latchkey Goth Boy, Free Spirit,
Shout out to Latchkey Gothwood.
Katie, Lore Reloaded, Papa Gut Fry.
Bam, boom. That's all we did with. Beautiful stuff. Another banger video. Another banger video.